During my wedding toast, my sister announced her pregnancy. In response, I revealed her affair to her husband. Now they're divorcing. Hey Reddit, before we dive in, just a quick note. We're working super hard to bring you the best stories out there. So hit that subscribe button and help us reach our goal of 1,000 subscribers soon. Let's start the story. At 28 years old, I finally married the woman I'd loved since college. We planned our ceremony meticulously. An intimate gathering at a vineyard in Napa Valley, followed by a reception in a rustic barn adorned with string lights and wildflowers. Everything was perfect until my sister decided our wedding day would serve as her personal announcement platform. My sister, 2 years my junior, had always been what you might call dramatic. Growing up in our small Colorado hometown, she developed a reputation for grand gestures and attention-seeking behavior. Whether it was fainting during her high school graduation to ensure all eyes were on her or accidentally spilling wine on our cousin's white dress at her engagement party, my sister had a talent for making herself the center of attention. Despite her history, I invited her to participate in our wedding. She showed minimal interest in the preparations, occasionally offering vague opinions when directly asked. Her disinterest didn't bother me. It was characteristic of her, and honestly, I preferred planning without her interference. My fiancé and I created a day that reflected us. Understated, meaningful, and warm. The ceremony unfolded beautifully against the backdrop of rolling vineyard hills. My bride appeared in a simple ivory gown that took my breath away, and we exchanged vows we'd written ourselves. Guests dabbed tears from their eyes as we sealed our union with a kiss before heading to the reception. Inside the barn, with its exposed wooden beams and twinkling lights, we began the celebration. My best friend delivered a touching toast, followed by my father, who shared endearing stories from my childhood. The atmosphere was exactly what we'd hoped for, intimate and joyful, filled with genuine affection. Then my sister, uninvited, approached the microphone. I wasn't immediately concerned. While we hadn't planned for her to speak, I naively assumed she might offer a few kind words. How wrong I was. She began conventionally enough, congratulating us and saying something about how wonderful my new wife was. Then her expression changed, and my stomach dropped. "I can't hold this in any longer," she announced, her voice quivering with poorly concealed excitement. "I have my own special announcement to make." The room collectively held its breath as she paused dramatically, scanning the faces of our guests. "I'm pregnant," she declared, beaming. Gasps and squeals erupted around us. My sister's husband looked genuinely surprised and pleased. My parents jumped from their seats, rushing to embrace her. Within moments, the focus of our wedding reception had entirely shifted. Guests abandoned their seats to congratulate my sister while my wife and I exchanged stunned glances across the room. What should have been our moment had been deliberately hijacked. My wife, ever gracious, maintained her composure, but I could read the disappointment in her eyes. This was supposed to be our day, the celebration of our commitment. Yet there was my sister, surrounded by our guests, basking in their attention. As I watched this unfold, a conversation from earlier that week surfaced in my memory. My cousin had pulled me aside during the rehearsal dinner, hesitating before sharing something troubling. According to her, my sister had been having an affair with her boss for months. Not only that, but my sister was apparently certain the baby was her boss's, not her husband's, though she planned to pass it off as her husband's child. I'd initially dismissed this as wedding week gossip, unwilling to involve myself in potential drama. But watching my sister deliberately steal our spotlight, watching her husband's proud, oblivious face as he accepted congratulations for a child that wasn't his, something in me snapped. The decision formed quickly in my mind. I caught my wife's eye, silently communicating my intentions. Her slight nod told me she understood and wouldn't stop me, though concern creased her forehead. As the excitement around my sister began to settle, I approached the microphone. The room quieted, perhaps expecting I'd offer congratulations to my sister or redirect attention to our wedding celebration. "Thank you all for sharing this special day with us," I began evenly. "And congratulations to my sister on her announcement. However, there's something important about this pregnancy that needs addressing." My sister's smile faltered as our eyes locked. "I've recently learned that the father of this child might not be who we all assume," I continued, my voice steady despite my racing heart. "My sister has reportedly been involved with another man, her boss, and believes the baby is his." The silence that followed was deafening. My sister's husband's face transformed from confusion to horror in seconds. My parents froze in disbelief. And my sister, her face drained of color as she realized what was happening. "That's not true," she shouted, but her panicked tone suggested otherwise. Her husband turned to her, demanding the truth. Her stammered excuses and inability to directly deny my accusation told everyone what they needed to know. When he directly asked if the baby was his, her hesitation sealed her fate. He left immediately, ignoring her pleas. Half our guests sat in stunned silence while others whispered frantically. My parents alternated between trying to calm my sister and shooting me furious glances. The carefully crafted atmosphere of our wedding dissolved into chaos. I returned to my wife's side, feeling both vindicated and hollow. She squeezed my hand in solidarity as we watched the aftermath unfold. The reception ended prematurely. Some guests offered awkward condolences on the disruption while others slipped out quietly. My wife and I departed earlier than planned, our wedding night colored by the dramatic turn of events. In the weeks that followed, the consequences cascaded. My sister's husband demanded a paternity test and filed for divorce when she finally admitted to the affair. My parents initially berated me for publicly humiliating her, insisting I should have handled it privately. I reminded them that she had chosen a public forum, my wedding, to steal attention, so I had responded in kind. My sister called repeatedly, alternating between tearful pleas and venomous accusations. She claimed I'd ruined her life by exposing her secret, conveniently ignoring how she deliberately overshadowed our wedding day. Her boss never acknowledged the child, leaving her to face single parenthood alone. Surprisingly, my sister's soon-to-be ex-husband reached out to thank me. Despite his heartbreak, he expressed gratitude for saving him from years of deception. Our conversation was brief but meaningful. He was grateful for the painful truth. My parents eventually recognized they couldn't defend my sister's actions, though they continued to suggest I should have shown more restraint. I stood firm. She had shown no consideration for my special day, so I owed her none in return. After a month, my wife and I hosted a small dinner with close friends, a do-over celebration free from drama. As friends toasted to our happiness, my wife leaned close and whispered, "At least no one will forget our wedding day." We found dark humor in the situation, a way to reclaim the narrative of our beginning. My sister now lives with our parents, her divorce finalized, her reputation among family and friends tarnished. The man she had the affair with never stepped forward to claim responsibility for the child. She faces the challenges of single parenthood and rebuilding her life from scratch, consequences of her own making. Do I regret my actions? Sometimes I wonder if there was a less nuclear approach. But then I remember her smug expression as she stole our moment, the calculated way she ensured all eyes turned to her. She attempted to use our wedding as a stage for her deception, never considering the consequences or showing remorse for overshadowing our celebration. Life taught me that sometimes justice requires uncomfortable truths spoken aloud. My sister learned the hard way that actions have consequences, and I learned that standing up for myself, even in difficult moments, was sometimes necessary. My wife and I have moved forward, building our marriage on honesty and mutual respect. Values my sister might do well to consider as she navigates her new reality.